Designing adaptive organizations. What are your leadership beliefs? A manager's work is influenced by how the company is organized. New managers are typically more comfortable and more effective working in an organization system that is compatible with their leadership beliefs. Yet, all organizations wrestle with the question of structural design and reorganization, often necessary to reflect a new strategy, changing market conditions, or innovative technology. Good managers understand and learn their work within a variety of structural configurations. In recent years, many companies have realigned departmental groupings, change of command, and horizontal coordination mechanism to attain new strategic goals. Managers are in essence created cross-functional teams to enhance horizontal collaboration. Microsoft re- reorganized cross-functional teams to enhance horizontal collaboration. Three divisions that each focus on primary business lines to increase flexibility in developing and delivering new products. Among CEO Robert Nardel's plan for getting struggling automaker Chrysler back on track is a major reorganization that includes outsourcing some operations to developed countries. Each of these organizations is using fundamental concept of organizing. Organizing is the development of organization resources to achieve strategic goals. The deployment of research is to achieve reflected in organized division of a labor-specific department and jobs. Formal lines of authority and mechanisms for coordinating diverse organization tasks. Organizing is important because it follows from strategy. The topic of strategy defines what to do. Organizing defines how to do it. Structure is a powerful tool for reaching strategic goals, and the strategy often is determined by its fit with organizational structure. Part 4 explains the variety of organization principles and the concepts by managers. Organizing the vertical structure. The organizing process leads to the creation of organization structure, which defines how tasks are divided and resources deployed. Organization structure is defined as the set of formal tasks assigned to individuals and departments. Formal reporting relationships, including lines of authority, designs responsibility, number of hierarchical levels and span of managers. Control and the design of systems to ensure effective coordination of employees across departments. Ensuring coordination across the department justice system, no structure is complete. The set of formal tasks and formal reporting relationships provides a framework for vertical control of the organization. The characteristics of vertical structure are portrayed in the organization task, which is the visual representation of organization structure. A sample organization chart for a water bottling plant is illustrated. The plan is for major departments: accounting, human resources, production, and marketing. The organization chart delineates the chain of command, indicates department tasks and how they fit together, and provides order and logic for the organization. Every employee has an appointed task, line of authority, and decision responsibility. The following sections discuss several important features of vertical structure in more detail. Work specialization. Organizations perform a wide variety of tasks. A fundamental principle is that work can be performed more efficiently if employees are allowed to specialize. Work specialization, sometimes called division of labor, is the degree to which Organizational tasks are subdivided into separate jobs. Work specialization in Exhibit 9 illustrated by the separation of production tasks into bottling, quality control, and maintenance. Employees within each department perform only the tasks relevant to their specialized function. When work specialization is extensive, employees specialize in a single task. Jobs tend to be small but they can be performed efficiently. Work specialization is readily visible in an automobile assembly line where each employee performs the same task over and over again. It would not be efficient to have a single employee build the entire automobile or even perform a large number of unrelated jobs. Despite the apparent advantages of specialization, many organizations are now moving away from this principle. With too much specialization, employees are isolated and do only a single boring job. In addition, too much specialization creates separation and hinders the coordination that is essential for organizations to be effective. Many companies are implementing teams and other mechanisms that enhance coordination and provide greater challenge for employees. Chain of command. The chain of command is an unbroken line of authority that links all persons in an organization and shows who reports to whom. It is associated with two underlying principles. Unity of command means each employee is held accountability to only one supervisor. The scalar The scholar principle refers to a clearly defined line of authority in organizations that includes all employees. Authority and responsibility for different tasks should be distinct. All persons in the organization should know to whom they report as well as the successive management levels all the way to the top. In Exhibit 9.1, the payroll clerk reports to chief accountant, who in turn reports to vice president, who in turn reports for the company or assistant. Authority, responsibility, and delegation. The chain of command illustrates the authority structure of the organization. Authority is a formal and legitimate right of a manager to make decisions, issue orders, and allocate resources to achieve organizationally desired outcomes. Authority is distinguished by these characteristics. 1. Authority is vested in organizational positions, not people. Managers have authority because of the positions they hold, and other people in the same positions would have the same authority. 2. Authority is accepted by subordinates. Although authority flows top-down through the organization's hierarchy, subordinates comply because they believe that managers have a legitimate right to issue orders. The acceptance theory of authority argues that a manager has authority only if subordinates choose to accept his or her commands. If subordinates refuse to obey because the order is outside their zone of acceptance, a manager's authority disappears. Authority flows down the vertical hierarchy. Positions at the top of the hierarchy are vested with more formal authority than are positions at the bottom. Responsibility is the flip side of the authority coin. Responsibility is the duty to perform the task or activities assigned. Typically, managers are assigned to authority commensurate with responsibility. When managers have responsibility for task outcomes but lack the authority, the job is possible but difficult. They rely on persuasion and luck. When managers have authority exceeding responsibility, they may become tyrants, using authority toward frivolous outcomes. Accountability is a mechanism through which authority and responsibility are brought into alignment. Accountability means that the people with authority and responsibility are subject to reporting and justifying task outcomes to those who become above them in the chain of command. For organizations to function well, everyone needs to know what they are accountable for and accept the responsibility and authority for performing it. Accountability can be built into the organization structure. For example, at Whirlpool, incentive programs tailored to different hierarchical levels provide strict accountability. Performance of all managers is monitored, and bonus payments are tied to successful outcomes. Another example comes from Caterpillar Inc., which got harmed by the new competition in the mid 1980s and organized to build in accountability. Some top managers at Caterpillar had trouble letting go of authority in the new structure because they were used to calling all the shots, but the new structure was an important part of returning the company to profitability. Another important concept related to authority is delegation. Delegation is the process manager used to transfer authority and responsibility to positions below them in the hierarchy. Most organizations today encourage managers to delegate authority to the lowest possible level to provide maximum flexibility to meet customers' needs and adapt to the environment. However, as a caterpillar, many managers find delegation difficult. When managers can't delegate, they undermine the role of their subordinates and prevent people from doing their jobs effectively. Techniques for effective delegation are discussed in the manager's talkbacks. Life and staff authority. An important distinction in many organizations is between line authority and staff authority, reflecting whether managers work in line or staff departments in organizations structure. Line departments perform tasks that reflect the organization's primary goal and mission, and software line departments would be those that develop and manage online offerings and sales. Staff departments include all those that provide specialized skills and support of line departments. Staff departments have an advisory relationship with line departments and typically include marketing, labor, labor relations, research, reporting, accounting, and human resources. Line authority means the people in management positions of formal authority to direct and control immediate subordinates. Staff authority is narrower and includes the right to advise, recommend, and counsel on the staff specialist area of expertise. Staff authority is a communication relationship. Staff specialists advise managers in technical areas. For example, the finance department of a manufacturing firm would have staff authority to coordinate with line departments about which accounting forms to use, facilitate equipment purchases, and standardize payroll service. Span of management. The span of management is the number of employees reporting to a supervisor, sometimes called the span of control. This characteristic of structure determines how closely supervisors can monitor subordinates. Traditional views of organization design recommended a span of management of about 7 subordinates per manager. However, many learning organizations today have spans of management as high as 30, 40, and even higher. For example, at Consolidated Diesel Steam-Based Engine Assembly Plant, the span of management is 100. Research over the past 40 or so years shows the span of management varies widely and that several factors influence the span. Generally, when supervisors must be closely involved with subordinates, the span should be small, and when supervisors need little involvement with their subordinates, it can be large. The following section describes the factors that are associated with less supervisory involvement and those larger span of control. How to delegate. The attempt by the top managers to decentralize decision making often gets bogged down because middle managers are unable to delegate. Managers may cling tightly to their decisions making task responsibilities, Failure to delegate occurs of a number of reasons. Managers are most comfortable making formula decisions. They feel they will lose personal status by delegating tasks. They believe they can do a better job themselves, or they have an aversion to risk. They will not take a chance on delegating because performance responsibility ultimately rests with them. Yet, decentralization offers an organization many advantages. Decisions are made at the right level. Lower level employees are motivated. Employees have the opportunity to develop decision making skills. Overcoming barriers to delegation in order to gain these advantages is a major challenge. The following approach can help each manager delegate more effectively. Delegate their whole task. A manager should delegate an entire task to one person rather than dividing it among several people. This type of delegation gives the individual complete responsibility and increases his or her initiative while giving the manager same control over the results. 2. Select the right person. Not all employees have the same capabilities and degree of motivations. Managers must match talent to tasks if delegation is to be effective. They should identify subordinates who make independent decisions in the past and show a desire for more responsibility. Ensure that authority equals responsibility. Merely, merely assigning a task is not effective delegation. Managers often allow subordinates with increased responsibility but do not exhaust their decision-making range. In addition to having responsibility for completing a task, the worker must be given the authority to make decisions about how best to do the job. 4. Give through instructions. Successful delegation includes information on what, when, why, where, who, and how. The subordinate must clearly understand the task and the expected results. It is a good idea to write down all the provisions discussed, including required resources and when how the results will be reported. Maintain feedback. Feedback means giving open lines of communication with the subordinate to answer a question and provide advice, but without exerting too much control. Open lines of communication make it easier to trust. 6. Evaluate and reward performance. Once the task is completed, the manager should evaluate results, not methods. When results do not mind expectations, the measure must be assessed to cooperation sequences. If they do meet expectations, managers should reward employees for a job done with praise, financial rewards when appropriate, and delegation of future assignments. The average span of control used in an organization determines whether the structure is all over flat. A tall structure is a number of narrow span and more hierarchical levels. A flat structure is a wide span horizontally dispersed, as a wide span is horizontally dispersed and have few hierarchical levels. Having too many hierarchical levels and narrow responsive control is a common structural problem for organizations. The results may be routine decisions that made too high in the organization, which pulls higher level executions away from made too high in the organization, which pulls higher important long-range strategic issue and limits the creativity and innovatives of lower level managers solving problems. The trend in recent years has been toward wider responsive controls as a way to facilitate delegation. Centralization and decentralization. Centralization, decentralization pertain to the hierarchical level at which decisions are made. Centralization means that decision authority is located near the top of the organization. With decentralization, decision authority is pushed downward to lower organization levels. Organizations may have to experiment to find the correct hierarchical level at which to make decisions. For example, most large school systems are highly centralized. However, study by William Auchi found that the three large urban school systems that shifted to a decentralized structure, giving school principals and teachers more control over staffing, scheduling, teaching methods, and materials, perform better and more efficiently than centralized systems of a similar size.